Hi everyone, so today we're going to make some cakes. Some things that you might need, well, that you will need are a mixing bowl, a cake tin, an electric whisk. If you haven't got an electric whisk, you can use a hand whisk. If you haven't got a hand whisk, you can just use a wooden spoon. You'll need some weighing scales to weigh out your ingredients, and you'll need some fairy cake cases. Okay, so there are utensils that we need. The ingredients that we need are 110 grams of butter, 2 eggs, 110 grams of self-raising flour. You might need a little bit of milk, and we'll need 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 110 grams of caster sugar. So they're all the stuff that you'll need to make our cake. Okay guys, are we ready to start doing our cakes? So before we start, make sure we've washed our hands. I've done mine just before. And you're going to weigh out your ingredients, which I've done. So what we do first is we're going to put our cupcake cases into our cake tin. But if you haven't got a cake tin, you can just use a normal baking tray. But I wouldn't put as much amount in, so I'm going to put some on there as well, just to show you that you don't need a cake tin. Okay, so put your cases in. Normally you'll probably get about 12 to 15 you'll probably get. Okay, so there's my cake tin. My cake case is ready. Okay, I've turned the oven on. So you want to put the oven on to 180 degrees Celsius if it's an electric oven. If it's a fan oven, you want to put it on to 160 degrees Celsius. And if it's a gas oven, you put it on to gas mark 4. But I'm sure you've got someone around the house who can help you with that anyway. Okay, so get your mixing bowl. And all we're going to do, I'm going to use a wooden spoon, got 110 grams of butter, whack that in. Doesn't matter if you don't get it all in, that's fine. Whack that in. And then I've got me 110 grams of caster sugar, whack that in. 110 grams of flour, self-raising flour, whack that in. Okay. And then I've got 2 eggs in a cup. You're going to use a fork to beat them up. Okay, so you're just stir them in the cup. Okay, until they're like a pale orange, yellowy colour. Okay, pour them in. Okay, next we're going to put in is baking powder. So we want 1 teaspoon. So I've got my little spoon, not 1 teaspoon, half a teaspoon. So dip it in, get some on your spoon, shake some off because that's too much. Okay, put that in. That helps the cakes to rise, to make them more fluffy. So if you haven't got it, it's okay. Your self-raising flour will still help them rise, but that'll just help it a little bit more. And then we want 1 tablespoon of milk. Forgot to get my tablespoon. So your tablespoon is the bigger one, your teaspoon is the little one. Okay, so I've got my tablespoon of milk. That's probably a tablespoon in there anyway. There we go. And then all you're going to do, and just mix it all up together until you've got a nice smooth mixture. It does get quite tough, but you just got to keep mixing till it's all mixed up together. Make sure you get all the stuff from around the outside. Mix, mix, mix. When you're doing your butter as well, make sure it's soft, because it is easier to mix then if you're using a wooden spoon like I am. Okay, so mine looks about ready there. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is we're just going to pour it, get our cake cases again. And I'll probably use a tablespoon. Get some on your spoon. And just put it in. Fill about halfway, because it will rise. You want to fill it all, so use all the mixture. Okay, and then once you've filled all your cake cases, put it in the oven. How long do we put it in the oven for? Let me have a look. So we put it... Put it in the oven for 15 minutes until they're golden brown. Okay, so I'll show you what mine look like, and then I'll show you how you know that they're cooked. Okay, so mine are cooked. We've got them out the oven. Be careful, it's very, very hot, so use oven gloves. So when you get them out the oven, you need to check if they're done. So grab yourself a knife, and you just want to poke in the centre of one. And if the knife comes out clean, like that, not that you can see it very well, they are cooked. If not, if there's still a little bit of stuff on the knife, put them back in the oven for another couple of minutes until, just keep poking them. Okay, so you want to leave them to cool for a little bit, and then can you see that? Okay. Leave them to cool for a little bit so you're not going to burn yourself, and then you want to put them onto a wire rack to help them cool further. So I'm just going to put mine over now, because mine have been out a little bit longer. These look really good. Okay, so what you can do is you can make up some icing if you've got ice and sugar, and put some icing on them and then leave them to dry. Or you can put ice and sugar over the top, a little sprinkle. You can put chocolate on them, you can make them into butterfly cakes, whatever you want. This is just a simple recipe, dead easy, dead quick, to make some lovely fairy cakes. So I hope you've all made some at home. Enjoy. See you soon.